Okay, people, let's have a look. We're going to first get the coordinates of the center of the circle. So let's have a look at this. If we take x squared minus 2x, all right, now, and we've got plus y squared plus 4y. The first thing I'm going to do is bring the negative 5 to that side. I could get it out the way. Now, we've got to complete the square. So I'm going to go x squared minus 2x. And then what am I going to add in? Half the coefficient of x all squared. So it's a half the coefficient of x all squared. But I've added it in on the left, so I've got to be careful. I've got to do that to the right as well. But let's just do the one with the y squared plus 4y. We're adding in half the coefficient of y all squared. Now we've added these guys in. So on the right, let's put the 5 there. We must add them in as well. Look at that, a half of negative 2 squared and a half of the 4 all squared. So you've got to add those in. Okay, so what if you put that guy there, you put it in on the right as well. You've added this guy in and you put him in on the right of the equation. So let's tidy this up. Let's see what we get. X squared minus 2x. A half of negative 2 is negative 1 squared. Then we've got the y squared plus 4y plus a half of 4 is 2 all squared. And that equals the 5 plus this negative 1 all squared. And then we've got the 2 squared, which we then add in there. Okay, so that gives us x squared minus 2x, negative 1 squared is 1, plus the y squared plus 4y plus 4 for 2 squared. That equals 5 plus 1 plus 4 if we do that. So if you add the 1 there, you put a 1 there. You add a 4 there, you put it on the right. So what do we have? We've got x squared minus 2x plus 1 plus the y squared plus 4y plus 4 is equal to 10 there. 5 plus 1 plus 4 is 10. Great. And then we've got some perfect square trinomials, which we can factorize as x minus 1, and y plus 2 equals 10. So that gives you x minus 1 squared plus y plus 2 all squared is 10. Now it's easy to get the center of the circle, which is minus 1 becomes 1 and 2 becomes negative 2. There is your center of your circle. And remember, we've got a point on the circle as well, and that point was negative 2 and 1, if you remember carefully. If we go up and have a look there, we've got that point there which lies on. So let's draw a little picture and see what it looks like. So I'm going to draw a picture. It doesn't have to be to scale, but let's have a look at it. There's your circle. It's got a center 1, negative 2, and then we've got a little tangent that cuts at negative 2, 1. It's not to scale, but there's your point. That's your tangent. That's your x1, your y1 for where the point is on the tangent and meets the circle. We've got the center there, so we can easily get the gradient of the radius and hence also the gradient of the tangent, which is it running at right angles there. Okay, so the gradient of the radius, let's have a look at that. What would that be? That's going to be, if we go in this order, we can say negative 2 minus the 1 divided by 1 minus the negative 2 there. So that gives you negative 3 over 3, which of course is negative 1. So the gradient of the radius times the gradient of the tangent must be negative 1. So the gradient of the radius is negative 1. So let's plug it in there and divide both sides by negative 1, and the gradient of the tangent would be 1. What is the, if you check it there carefully, the gradient of the radius times the gradient of the tangent. Gradient of the radius is negative 1 multiplied by the tangent's gradient, and you get negative 1, which is a property of perpendicular lines. Okay, so what do we have? We've got the gradient of the tangent being 1 now, and we've got that point on the circle, which is negative 2 and 1 over there. That's that point over here. And we can then easily work out the equation of the tangent. Y minus y1 is m x minus x1. So the y1 is 1, the m is 1 there, x minus negative 2. Plug it in. Y minus 1 is x plus 2. Alright. And the 1 times the x plus 2 is just x plus 2. So then y is equal to, if you look at this here, we've got y minus y1, and that will give you x plus the 3. And that would be your equation of the tangent. Just check it again. This would be your center. That's your x1, y1. And minus 2, 1, your gradient of tangent is, of course, going to be 1. So we've got the 1 there. We've got the x1 as that, x minus x1. There we go. And y minus that y value there. And then it works out beautifully. And you've got your equation of your tangent at that point there. Okay, what a pleasure. Now stay with us, guys. We're going to do in the next lesson something about the length of tangents to curves.